So, I don't know if this is happening to any of you, but I've been just scrolling through social media and I'll see things like Taylor Swift's new Boo, Lady Gaga performing, and like, they don't look anything like them. Have you guys noticed this? I don't think I have a live channel, but maybe this will get to the right people. I'm going to say prayers that Archangel Michael opens this up to the real channel and that there's no static or interruptions by the Russians and that the Russians are completely cut off from everything. So, yeah, I don't know. It's like these celebrities are being paraded around and they're dead. And I'm not laughing at the fact that they're dead, but like many of them have been dead. Like they're dead. And they're pretending they're alive, which is creepy. It's creepy. And I've talked about this before because this is how it is. You know what I mean? This is how it is right now. A lot of people died last year. A lot of freaking people died that nobody knows about. And when I put the TikTok video up of like people who died, it was a problem. Like it was like a serious freaking problem. And they took it down. I wonder why. I'm like so monitored. It's insane. My hair is like sticking up. So yeah, I think that like the teams that are pretending they're alive, it's probably Russians. I'm trying to think what other teams. It could be Mattel, could be one of the main teams pretending they're alive. And then there's like a lot of stuff coming in today, like not today, in the last several days around Japan. Now, in the military portals, Japan was getting infiltrated around 2023. They were getting infiltrated. But there's other intel coming in that they were already like kind of not right, I guess. Like they were all not right in some way. So in the last, I guess I've been following this guy on social media. And his social media said that he was in Tokyo and he said it was a soul harvesting city. A soul harvesting city. And he said it is like the worst energy of any city that he's been to. And he keeps talking about it as a soul harvesting city that they attach, there's entities there that are attaching to you. And things like that. And it just kind of made me think about it in terms of Japan in general. Hello, welcome. Japan was in a documentary about it was a documentary that I watched a long time ago about the happiest places in the world to live. And the top #1 unhappiest place to live in the world was Japan. And they go into Japan and that it's very normal there to have funerals for the man, for the husbands in the family. And their work weeks consisted of 80-hour work weeks. And they were known for just dropping dead on the way to the subway or on the way on the subway to work or from work. They would just drop dead. So it got to the point where there were so many of them dying that they had to have like group funerals for the men in Japan. I don't know if a lot of people know this. And so when he said that the city was like known for like soul harvesting, and that's what it was, and that it was like literally an entity city with horrible energies in the city of Tokyo, it kind of just like made me remember about the documentary where they showed all these men in Japan just dropping dead, literally dropping dead. And like it was normal. Like it was normal. Thank you so much. I appreciate your feedback. As I'm going live, I've gotten every interruption possible. I'm getting text messages. Like all of a sudden I'm popular. And I know it's just because they're interrupting the feed. Because that's who they are. Anyway, and then, I don't know, like everything is just insane. So Japan, I know, like they hopped on later with the Nazi agenda. Excuse me. And they were probably like the third or fourth country. And they came in with, what's the brand that they were coming in with? They're known for, like motorbikes is the brand. And I can't think of the name of them. It's a Japanese brand of motorbike. They're one of the first brands, I guess, that hopped onto the Trump Nazi agenda, which was Havana syndrome. That's the origin of it, is Havana syndrome. Because Havana syndrome was a loop circular network that would essentially kill people that they had on the blacklists. And they basically just moved them from one corporation to the next to kill them. And that was Havana syndrome. The initial stages of Havana syndrome were the ear piercing in the ear. That was a weapon. That was a Vladimir Putin weapon. I had that happen to me, where like it was like ear piercing, like they broke into your psyche in some way. That happened to me right before they hooked this shit to my fucking ear, the alien shit to my ear. And that was a weapon that I believe, I can't remember the origin of the weapon. It's some type of I feel like it was a space team that worked on the weapon. And it essentially almost like put everybody's energy into this black box. And then they used this black box as like a sonar weapon to break into your psyche. And that was the first stage of Havana syndrome. And that is the psyche break-in. And then the next stages are the V2K devices and then the warfare on you, essentially. The round robin warfare. It's a round robin warfare. It never goes away. Once you defeat one enemy, the next one's lined up. It's ready to go. Like Donald Trump created a network. So in terms of that, Japan hopped on. They hopped on around 2023. They hopped on to the agenda. So it just kind of is interesting with the soul harvesting and stuff like that and how it's coming up right now as a soul harvesting city, Tokyo. Yeah, I don't know why I'm talking about this. I was coming on to talk about, I feel like I was coming on to talk about, came on initially to talk about the celebrities that are circulating, like Taylor Swift with this new boo, her new beau, and Lady Gaga, her birthday. It's not them. Has anyone else noticed that? So that's part of like the humanoid robot agenda. And that's like was being led by Mattel Toys out of El Segundo, connected to all of the Barbie movie. And the Barbie movie was about turning into robots. So we would be just like everybody else. So a lot of people don't know what that movie was actually about. It was the opposite, but they talked about the secret male agenda, that it was happening secretly. The Ken agenda, that was them ushering it in. So then the other thing is, I was like, I'm gonna cut my hair today. because my hair, it's like 5 different colors for 3 years now. Because every time I try to get my hair one color, something happens. Like, it's like everything gets like, they're like trying to intentionally like mess with my hair as part of a job. It is a job to make it so that I don't look, it's to make me look mentally ill. Like, that's their goal with the hair. That's what they did with Britney, you know, when she shaved her head. Like, that's part of it, is to make you look sick. So I was like cutting my hair all nicely today. I was trying to cut it. And then they got involved. The Humanoid group, the Mattel teams got in, and they jumped in, and they messed up this other side. They messed with it, and they cut it wrong. And they also clipped a part too short over here. So they essentially effed up my haircut. And they get off on this shit because they're selling this tech to other companies. One of the big companies that just signed on 2 weeks ago is FBC Global. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of them, but they're one of the ones. Yesterday, they were trying to get Nike fully on board with this, fully on board. So it's essentially like turning people into robots, so you control them. And that's how it is. That's the agenda, is to essentially suicide us, take our souls. They are soul harvesting for people who are dead, like Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump. They soul harvest people. They sacrifice them through the weapons, through monarch mind control, and then extend the life of the demonic dictators to act as if they're still in power, as if they're still in control. It's about putting the power back in the hands of their dictatorships, their neo-Nazi agenda, etc. So that's essentially what it is. So, someone just commented, yes, they screw interview. Okay, I have trouble finding your vids. Kawasaki is the brand. Yeah, that's the brand. Kawasaki was the one that signed on for Japan. And then they're coming in around Nokia, and I think that might be Japanese as well. I mean, I know there's a Nokia theater. I'm not really sure, but I don't know. For some reason, it's coming in. It feels Japanese. Like, it feels like it's a second brand that has signed up for the Nazi agenda, or some company that has signed on. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to digest. I keep trying to figure out what's truth and what's lies, because their social media is bought and paid. So they have influencers pumping out lies with millions of views. At least that's what it says. And so it's really, really hard to get the truth right now of what's really happening. They were reporting on the vote for Donald Trump's plans today. On the back end, they're saying no vote. There's no vote. It's like a staged vote. It's like a pre-staged vote. It's not even like a real vote. It's so bad. Like, I can't tell you. If you guys like knew what was coming in on the back end versus the reality show that everybody's seeing, it's like it's night and day. And there's a few countries that I think are figuring it out or have figured it out. But it's bad in terms of like the reality of what's going on versus what's being shown right now. And I have come to some conclusion reality show of Donald Trump. Hello, welcome. And my conclusions around the reality show of Donald Trump and them prancing him around as if he's still alive in this humanoid state or whatever he's in, or even if it's real, because it could be pre-recorded stuff, because I've gotten a lot of intel that they pre-recorded a lot of this past. I've gotten a lot of that with the Royals as well. Like they pre-recorded things to make it seem like it's in the now time, but it's not in the now. It was like several years ago kind of a thing. Just in case something happened to them, like they have like a backup plan. But this came to me yesterday. I had like an aha moment yesterday around the SeaOrg. Okay, the Scientology SeaOrg. The Scientology SeaOrg claims to have over 5,000 members. It's a lot of members, okay? And from my intel, they only have 1 or 2 ships, okay? But mostly they only have 1 active ship. So to have over 5,000, this is just my thinking, 5,000 members on 1 ship, it doesn't seem like it is possible. So my theory was that the SeaOrg actually could be part of the Trump media train that is essentially keeping what this appearance is alive through their media, and that it's actually SeaOrg, and that many people even attending these events or things like that are planted and are SeaOrg members. It's a fully staged event. And these members actually do more than what we thought they did. They're not on their ship. Like they're actually like out and about. So it kind of feels like it's something like that in some way. Mint Mobile is coming after me right now. They have to come after me. If I am getting too much traction and too many people are getting the information, they have to come after me. So during my live, Mint Mobile just came in to warn me that I'm running out of streaming. I'm running out of data. And this is the first time ever that Mint Mobile has ever said that to me. And I've only gone live twice this month. So, or not twice, once this month. So, Mint Mobile, I was getting, was a completely infiltrated mobile company. It was a plant. So they had the husband of Gossip Girl, whatever her name is, Ryan, superhero dude, as the face of this brand. Mint Mobile actually had like deep state ties to the agenda. And they were kind of like an infiltrated mobile company I was getting. It was like directly tied to this group in Manhattan. So, their programming interruptions. I literally gotten 5 or 6 notifications since I went live. It's like insane. It's insane. They are so desperate right now, the group, like so desperate. Like half of the fucking oligarchs are dead. If you check in with the Kremlin, it's half Asian and there's like 3 Russians left. Most of the leaders that were running these agendas are dead, okay? So a lot of the people that are getting guns, I'm asking today who Trump's commanders are. It's coming in Mike Flynn. Mike Flynn has been dead since last year. Charles Flynn took over his position or whatever, his rank. And he moved it overseas because he got outed at Fort Campbell. They're not even alive. It's like literally insanity. Like insanity. So now you have to find out who the Mike Flynn commanders are, which is probably, when I'm checking in to see who's behind a lot of these people, they're Asian. They're from like China or like Beijing is coming in. Like, it's like, they're not American. So Trump's fake commanders, because he was never the commander in chief and he didn't have a rank, are like not even commanders. It's insane, guys. It's insane. Like, people are wondering what's going on. I'm telling you, this is what's going on. So, I guess, I don't know. I don't know what to say from here. I did a lot of videos on other things that have come up. Feel free to check them out. I have them on, and I have a membership tier where I did some content. But anyways, thank you so much for all your support and love. Thank you for helping me right now. They're blocking me from monies that are owed to me because they know that that's the only thing they can really hold on to right now. Know that that's the only way they can stay in control. And even that is leaving because I know people got wind that they broke into banking systems and so that's getting outed now. Because they laundered money through the Treasury Department to casinos and shit. That shit is still coming out, guys. Still coming up every day. People don't know how Donald Trump paid for his election. It was through the Atlantic City casinos. And it's still coming up. It doesn't go away. It keeps coming up. It keeps coming up every fucking day, dude, in the portals. So anyway, he's not the president and he's dead. They were preparing a funeral for him, and then Scientology then decided to bring him back to life. And they bring them back to life through the DNA technologies. They essentially slap somebody else's DNA onto Trump. And then they also feed him like adrenochrome, blood, and things like that. It's so disgusting and demonic. Pete Hegseth is also dead. I looked at the footage of him today. He's a live corpse. You can tell he's gray. He's like grayed out. They have to put a lot of shit on their face because they're dead. And if you're intuitive, you can kind of feel funeral vibes around their energy. Like, you can feel it. You are like, I know their fucking funeral vibes. Like, you can feel that Pete, like, I get I get cold when I see Pete Hegseth. I go, la, la, la. Like, I know he's like, nothing's in there. So on that note, I'll leave you guys there. Maybe you guys can figure out who's Pete Hegseth's puppeteers are and who the teams are puppeteering him, because they have him as a humanoid. Maybe you guys can figure out what teams it is that's doing it. There's a lot of teams that are doing that. I mean, mostly it's a lot of labs out of Manhattan. It's a lot of NASA has a part in it. There's NASA teams. And Deloitte is a really big one. Deloitte is not an accounting firm, guys. Nope. They got you fooled. That is not an accounting firm. I did a video on Deloitte. I think I don't know if I did it on the member tier. No, it's whenever the video I did on Bill Barr, I talk about Deloitte. So I'll leave you guys there, and I will talk to you soon. Take care. Thanks for joining, and thanks for your love and donations. Thank you to Miriam and to for your donations. I greatly appreciate it. You don't know, I was able to get food today, like warm food, and that was like miracle. Thank you.